Oh, morning. So it's nice and bright and early, and I'm just focusing on the next directions here. So, yeah, I'm assuming that this is, no, don't get me wrong, I love snow. We have another round of it. It's like, what they call it, spring and summer dance. Oh my gosh. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the nice weather, and then I know I enjoy when it's a little cooler. So yeah. So anyway, we're back at we got just snow, but I'm definitely looking forward to that shift. But I think it's still lovely how we have beautiful days for like throughout the holidays. So like Valentine's, it's beautiful. But, most days this particular one too felt like it was like spring. What was so unusual is that that's not what our, like you check the weather stats for the day, for the week. That's, we weren't getting what it was indicated. We were getting, we got spring-like weather and clear sky and sun. Yeah, we lucked out. I guess we were just at a sweet spot. But I heard that everywhere else around outside, they received all the ice, snow, and cold, bitter cold, etc. Heard of their traffic and things. I'm like, oh, like we're in the middle of spring weather. It was like hearing about uh, people, or they can, they can't complete outside work, or they can't keep the vehicles on the road. It's like, oh, that's a bit much. It's not even bad. It's just definitely it's no, it's not for sure. No wonder I slept so good. Anyway, I'm doing my morning shuffle and slowly but surely coming back around and getting back interested into the channel again. So I've been working on this for days, for the past week. Okay, turn down the volume, make sure there's no feedback. Hmm. Yeah. So I like what they call it. I like the vertical, but again, I'm doing the vertical today, and then I'm going to switch it over and I guess do the horizontal. Um, but I didn't want to be going like, okay, so I'm in a more advanced position, so I will not be going live, in my advanced position. Not at all. I'm just enjoying it for now. Hmm. Yeah, it's fine. Um, well, of course, I like, money. I love money. Yeah, I gotta focus because I can really win uh, going forward. Like right now, I'm winning. Like, which, of course, when you begin to win, that it's kind of boring, right? So, you got to be careful of, like be threading your reality. That's about it. That's about it. I guess I just solve my problems, hold it together. Yeah, I wanted to come in and hang out in my channel for a time. I don't have to be on till 9 o'clock. Yeah, so right now I've been working out where I should be, like each day. I made sure now that I have, okay, so I have, what's it, 2 days? Yeah, 2 days where I completely can unplug from everything, basically. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm keeping my 2 days like clear, and I basically unplug from everything. I know it's not what people want, but I have to maintain some balance. But then the 5 days now turn on, so completely like, okay, you got me. Wherever you need me. hmm So I yes, I have to more or less start working on this. Some people, well, I guess signs are starting to come back around, and I'll try to be sure to keep it a little bit shorter. Um, kind of like reintroducing the concepts, and then I will kind of swing back in, come back in, and be sure to connect with everybody. So I mean, that's kind of, I guess, my thoughts. But yeah. Um, I still haven't settled on a time frame for like when I could like come in, and that would be the I guess that'd be like the go-to. I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm I'm thinking that because I have Mondays and Tuesdays completely free for now, that maybe that's where I should pour all my energy, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long that's gonna hold. Because I might actually, like right now I'm live. So I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But we talked about some concepts. Mm, oh, I had some very interesting things happening within within a reading. It was like like immediately like I could tell because I have, I mean, like obtaining what they call clear cognizant information. That is not easy to explain to people because like some areas, like, I think people forget that it's a psychic reading and they're trying to have a practical, like it's like they have gone to a meeting with or some sort, and they're trying to have like a secular conversation. That's just not what the psychic space is for. Or what I'm finding is people are trying to, like, obviously they're not religious and they'll say it, but we're also trying to take out the spiritual side and then have a practical conversation. But that doesn't answer for the extra sensory part, like the sensory without the traditional five senses, and even the nature in which the conversation starts is off because, okay, so we'll just meet for the first time, and so they're expecting groundbreaking, life-changing answers on the spot within the first minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of interaction. So there obviously there's no time to explain, okay, this the way this information comes through is through these channels that I refer to as this and that. And, how did you find that out? How did you get that out? It's like, aren't you here for the information? So it's just sometimes people get a little, I guess, antsy. It's kind of like sometimes it feels like maybe they've reached out to customer service and because they want their phone turned back on or something. So they're trying to get through to management or something. I'm like, this is a psychic reading and it is a spiritual space. So yeah, so it's to hang on to sanity, because how am I going to have a practical conversation with someone who I have never been briefed on the information? So on my side, I can't deny that this information is coming out of nowhere, and I don't want to ever get the impression that, well, you know, by that analogy, you could go to you could go to a coffee shop, and the person who, the server, you could have an interaction like that with the server or with anyone at a bus station. I want to That is not the same, or you could just randomly call people in your lineup and say, okay, I'll talk to the technician, and the technician can give you practical advice about the things that you want to expect in the world. But that's, of course, we both know they're not the psychic. They're not the psychic. So it's like you can't take away the nature of the psychic out of the psychic and make it a secular conversation. It just does not work on so many fronts, because it's breaking so many social rules. Because if you're going to have that type of level of conversation, first of all, you're going to have that conversation with somebody you know. You know them. Also, you would have told them everything. They would have asked you questions. Basically, you would have booked a session with a counselor. So now I can see how it could fall, being a psychic, interacting with a psychic could fall into any of those areas. But there's always an extra criteria, and that is the spiritual. So, like, I'll get very definitive answers, and then people, uh, will try to muscle through that definitive reality barrier with, is there anything that I can do, like, to change this, or is this forever? And it's going to be like this forever, forever. So, yeah, it gets a little challenging from there. But I love it. I'm not going to deny. I enjoy every bit of it, and I will continue. Um, but yeah, it's not fun. Um, it's not fun teaching how it all works, to uh, people who have read the books already, and but do not don't understand how it's not working for them. Of course, we know because they've read the information. And when they find out that they've not, all over the years they've not applied the information, and then it's like it's telling someone that when whatever they've read, information, the materials that they've read, they didn't understand what they've read. And but it shouldn't create in any way in a person who's contacted an expert, or someone who is in the state of the well-founded professional, which I am, no doubt, uh, and and be made to feel like they shouldn't bring themselves to feel that way. And the tough part is when people tell you they feel that way. Like, so I've been studying this for years, and you imagine how I feel. I'm finding out that I haven't, been, you know, working these programs properly. So yeah, that's tough one. That's tough for me to receive because that's not the energy space I wanted to guide them. I wanted to guide them to, and their aha moment, their full on awakening. There are many reasons I would say why a person couldn't step completely and fully being immersed in their space. Like why it didn't work out for them the first, the times that they, attempted to understand the mysteries. And of course, the way that I share the information, um, if I meet you for the first time and you only have 5 minutes and you ask about a mystery, I'm getting you that mystery, the complete absolute answer in that same conversation. You won't need to when if you decide to contact me back, you could ask me about something else because you will receive the answer to the mystery. Also, you call back and just ask about the mystery further. But you'll be reminded like you have your answer. But sometimes people are like, I can't believe this. So like I've been at this for so long, and sometimes they want to know more, so they just want to know like the meaning of the mystery. And that's okay, because we love seekers. Um, but yes, I right now I'm working on, I guess, helping people to feel um comfortable in their growth is there's not I guess it's not there's not been such a place. So I'm really beginning to understand the service of being in the realm of the psychic. I'm beginning to understand it. It's like it's really coming together for me. So I'm absolutely going to continue on, creating and developing this space, um, and hopefully, um, while healing the I guess the intellect, healing the intellect, so that people know that they're not talking to, oh, you're just a know-it-all. It's not. What's even more interesting, the parts they say in my as some I have metaphysical studies, right? And there's like four parts, and it includes intellect. The intellect is what stops people from learning metaphysics, like completely. Is intellect, um, because the information that people think that they know at more or less acts as a barrier. Mhm. So it can be education, it could be the environment, and it could just be what people have gone through, like in their belief, like the belief systems. So we have to kind of check these parts of us that we all have them because we're social beings and we all have a psychology to us. So we have to check those, and then we can allow to better comprehend like ultimate truths, like truths that are so profound that they just outweigh the even for me books that I've read, and they are solid, they're consistent, you can stand on them, you can rely on them. So that's the type of, I guess, answers that come through psychic readings within the first minute of introducing myself to anyone, if that makes sense. So I'm having the time of my life. I'm flourishing. Um, but it's kind of like, again, people ask, how did I do that? I've been battling and struggling with this. People want to know, like, okay, well, I never understood when they said, I need to see your works, I need to see how I can rate you, grade you, etc. How, how will you be compensated? So I think there's a lot of hush hush sentences in reading in between the lines. So I'm thinking, I get it now. This is whether or not I, would be treated fairly, it feels like, and how would I handle that? Um, though I could be right on, or be wrong in some cases. Would people, point out where I'm wrong to help me, because some people can keep you stagnant on and purposefully telling you that you're right when you're wrong. Yeah. So people can hate like that too. So that yeah. Yeah. So I'm paying attention. Um, so would they tell me if I'm, when I do have it wrong, and when they tell me when I have it right. Hmm. So anyway, so I'm in this place where I'm beginning to understand. Uh, I've entered into more or less like dark place, or the astral place, and I've expressed this dream that I encountered. And I mean, this dream is wild, you guys. It's basically it's a dream that, what's the best way to help put this? Basically, I'll just get to the part where it's unsettling. So, and now, mind you, this was an actual travel experience. So I went out, I guess, kind of like out this door, right? And when I stepped through, it was so dark that I couldn't even see the outline of my hand. And the door shut behind me. I reached for the doorknob, or reached for the door to, allow myself back in, and there was no door. So all around, and as far as I can imagine that I could see, pure darkness. However, when I would look up, it was so dark that I saw like a little speck of light from at a distance. It was that dark, and I didn't hear any sound. I didn't hear any emotion. I didn't hear any signs of like giving, nothing. Yeah, that was crazy. And then I just opened my eyes, and light filled my eyes, and I was right back in my bed, my room. So that I don't want to. There's some parts that led to that. That was insane. Basically, okay, so we have the answer to that mystery. It was explaining about the timeline, right? So yeah, it was basically saying why things go back, like going back. There's nothing to hold that space because everything, like you said, time moves forward. So there's nothing holding that realm, like the matter that's holding this realm together. Nothing is